What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Singing the Tea. I'm your host, Dustin Singer Actor Lewis. And sometimes I sing, sometimes I spill all of the reality TV tea, but it's always going to be what you want, and it's always going to be what you need. And I'm coming back to you with another Season 9 Real Housewives of Potomac review. Episode 10, y'all, we 10 episodes in. I am honestly, I could give myself a pat on the back. I'm proud of myself, but giving it to y'all consistently. Y'all got to give it to me. I've been consistent now, giving it to y'all consistently these past couple of weeks. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you are someone that tunes in every week, I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all, we're going to continue to grow this. Listen, we're a family. We're on this journey together. We're going to continue to grow and glow, honey. That's what we're going to do. But let's go ahead and jump right on into the episode. If I have to rate this episode, I'll give it a 8, 9-ish. It was a good episode overall. It was really, really good. It gave me some... The conversation with Gizelle and her daughters was just so deep. I love Gizelle this season. I truly, truly do. We had some good moments this episode. And some moments I'm going to talk about. And I have a different opinion of one of the dolls today. We'll talk about Miss Mama when we get there. But let's jump into it. So the episode opens up with Gizelle having a conversation with her girls. So Grace, Adore, and Angel, all of them are there. And they're having a conversation about just how amazing, the girls are. The girls finish really, really good in school. They get ready to head off to college. The twins, Grace is already in school. So that's really, really dope. But the conversation gets a little deep. I almost say heavy, but it does get deep. And I was honestly shocked that this happened. But Giselle brings up, the situation with her father. And apparently, someone threw away the will that her father had. And there was a second will that was found that was like written a couple of days after her dad's surgery, but she's saying like he couldn't even hold a pen. She was there, like, so that whole thing is a bit odd that they found this will and she's trying to get that thrown out because it's challenging her father not leaving anything for her and her girls. Not to pry, but just being curious. I wonder who it was, and I wonder if they're going to ask during the reunion. I wonder if it was her. I think her mom is still. I don't think it was her mom. Maybe a sibling. I don't know. It just was really like yikes. Like that's deep. So I hate Giselle is going through that situation. And y'all, this is one of those things that we need to take into consideration just for ourselves in our own personal life. You can't always expect for your family and everyone to do the right thing when you're no longer here with those items. That's why wills are important. That's why trusts are important. Making sure that you have the right things in place so that your family is taken care of the way that you see fit. And also do what you want to do with that money. If you want to give it all to one person and give the other person nothing, that's well within your right. Or if you want to divide it up, do what you want to do with the funds that you live your life. And if you want to pour into somebody or not pour into somebody, child, you do what's best for you. But making sure that you have that documents signed, especially if you have children. 100%. You see people's true colors when you're going through funerals or going through deaths or going through divorces. You see their true colors. So absolutely making sure that you have that legal documents written, signed by somebody, getting it notarized, whatever you have to do, making sure you have those mechanisms in place. But Giselle, I appreciate you for having that conversation. And I always say it's two things you can't take away from Giselle. One, she is a beautiful woman, and two, she's a phenomenal mother. So Giselle, thank you for this moment. I appreciate you. So going into it, and we are having a scene with Miss TJ and Miss Stacy. They hanging out. Was it me, or did it seem like I feel like I've seen them in these clothes before? Was this like a repeat scene, or did they just film a lot of scenes in those clothes? Because it seemed like this was. Ow, sorry. It seemed like this was a repeat. I don't know. I just feel like I've seen them in these clothes. It don't matter, but production could have had them go in there and put on a different blouse. They could have both put on two different gowns or whatever. But yeah, um, they rehashed the conversation about Wendy's birthday party and how he felt neglected. Now there are a couple of things, TJ, and I understand that you're new to this, and I understand for us we have to just put on the illusion that she's not filming, but she's filming. She's essentially working. So she is working. So you have to understand there are moments where you are going to have to figure out something to do when she has to go over here and play with the dolls. So I get what she was saying. Hey, I left you with the guys. I thought you were good. I don't think she intentionally was trying to do that, but she had to work. But your response to her was a little abrasive. You didn't have to deliver the message. Honestly, I get where you were coming from because no one wants to go to an event with their significant other and just kind of feel like they're left to kind of fend for themselves. So I do understand where you're coming from that perspective, but you didn't have to like, oh, warn her. You didn't have to be nasty about it. There are ways of delivering that message and you didn't deliver it the right way. But I can understand, although I didn't understand your delivery, I understood the message. So I would say that. I would give you that one. I told y'all I had to change. I had to change for one of the dolls, and y'all are singing now, darling. But I do think like I said, I think he had a point. I have to agree. I think he had a point. He made pizza and gave her some little squeezy juice. The pizza looked disgusting. Listen, it's a lot of things. I like tomato sauce. I like ketchup. I like pico de gallo. I do not like whole tomatoes like that. That is disgusting to me. I don't know what it is. I just don't like pizza. But this ain't about. I like pizza. Excuse me. I don't like tomatoes like that. So if any time somebody is trying to do something for me, because y'all know I had my request last week for the Ninja Slushy. For those who are watching, if y'all want to get together and have a family meeting once I'm away, a Ninja Slushy is what I need to go right here next to my stuff. Like I said, all my Amazon things, a Ninja Slushy. Do with that information what you will. And I'm going to love y'all forever. But the pizza looked nasty, but they went and sat down and she put a little salt on that pizza. But they started having a conversation about her separation. And she was saying she didn't want to give him too much or let him in too much, which I do understand that. Don't give him too much of that situation because you want him to be there to support you, but you don't want to confuse the two and put him in that friend box by giving him too much too soon. You don't want to count yourself out before you even get started. That's what you'd want to do in that situation, Miss Stacy. So this is where it gets good, and I really enjoyed this conversation. And she was asking him, "Hey, well, how would you? The ladies feeling like I'm doing a little too much here with you. How would you feel if I wanted to see other people?" And his response was, "Okay, if you want to see other people, I'll respect that." But I'm not going to be sitting here by myself. I'm going to see other people as well. And I think she was a little taken aback. This is one thing, y'all, when it comes to having conversations with someone that you're interested in or you're dating, don't put things out there to try to see what their response is going to be. Don't do that to yourself. If you have a feeling or if you want something, be upfront and be honest with that individual because their response is not going to be what you want it to be. I am a hopeless romantic, and sometimes in my brain, I'm like, oh, I feel like it's going to be like how it is in the movies, but life just isn't that way, Stacey. So I don't know if I would put that out there if you weren't wanting the response that you got. His response was very real. And like he said, I never said that I won't be hurt by it. I'm just letting you know you are grown. If you want to explore other people, if you want to do this with other people, cool, but I'm going to do the same. And I can agree with TJ when it comes to sex. I'm not a big person on I always tell people this. Everyone does not get to experience me the same way. So not everyone gets to have sex with me or with Lord Jesus. I'm not telling you. Y'all telling y'all my business. This ain't about me. This ain't Real Housewives of Dustin. This ain't Real Housewives of Singing the Tea. Let me back up off me. This ain't no therapy. What the hell I got going on? Let me bring it back to these hoes. I'm giving y'all too much of my life. What the hell I got going on? Woo, okay. But listen, I tell the people, everybody don't get the hunch on me. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm with Miss TJ on this. Listen, time to close the legs and open the Bible, okay? Close a leg and open the Bible. That's what you need to do. And I'm with him on that. Not everyone gets to touch of his goodie box. And they shouldn't get to touch of his goodie box. And you know what, Miss TJ? I am not a fan of you. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I was a fan of you when you was on the Parkers, and I'm a fan of you now because you redeemed yourself this episode, and I really enjoy you. And I don't know if I like you for Stacey, but I might like you for somebody else. Who that somebody else is, I don't know. But good luck to you and whoever that somebody else is. But I will say I enjoyed your response. Moving right along, Wendy and her sister show up to lunch, and they taking their mom out to have a lunch so she can have this conversation. Now, one thing about Wendy can dress. You know, Wendy's one of those people, like when she dresses, when she puts it on, she put it on so much that in a room full of irregular degular people, people be looking at her like, ooh, what's she wearing? What she got on? It's just that her taste is so elevated that she stands out in the crowd because it's so elevated and she does it so well. And I say all that to say, Wendy, you missed the mark with this blue outfit. That blue outfit I did not care for. Um, it wasn't becoming of you. You missed the mark on that one. Normally you get it right. Normally you are on point, and I'm gonna give you a little piece later on this because you showed up in one piece on this, and I'm gonna give you all your flowers. But you were not on point with that blue. That blue should have stayed on the rack. It was not becoming of you. But her and her sister take a shot, and the mama shows up, and they get to sitting down and they're having a conversation. Is it me? Like, cause she wants to tell her mom that she quit. It could just be me, y'all. And I don't know this lady. It seems sometimes like with her mom, like her mom is always praying and her mom is always seeming religious. I don't know if she's doing that because people have said that she's practiced certain things, or when Mia referred to her like as a witch or something, alleged. I don't know. It just seems like it's a little put on for her to how religious she is. It just seems really odd. Like she's super religious, but they're like, oh, give her a margarita extra strong. Like it's just it's a little it's a little iffy there, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just seems a bit much, in my opinion. But one thing I do want to say about Wendy, and I don't know what made me notice this episode. Y'all know how Teresa Giudice from Jersey, how her forehead is like her forehead to like hairline ratio is like really small. Wendy is very similar to that too. Wendy has like a very like prominent hairline. Like Wendy has nice hair, and I know that was a wig. But we've seen Wendy's like natural hairline. Wendy's natural hairline is pretty low and it's really full and thick. So Wendy, shout out to you, girl. You got some good hair, Nigerian hair up under there. Um, but Wendy tells her mom that she resigned from her job, and her mother was like, oh Lord, like I just don't know how to feel. I lost my appetite. You know, I feel like she was putting on. But I do appreciate her mom for supporting her. And her sister was like, you're still a doctor. She is. You still a doctor. You still have those 4 degrees. You are still Dr. Wendy. You are still doing all the things. You are still successful. But I get what she says. Hey, I'm going to take a step back because I didn't do those things for me. I did those for you. So I appreciated that conversation. I love how her mother came around and her sister was there to support her. I really like Wendy's sister. And I wish we saw more of Wendy and her sister because they seem really fun. Like them taking a shot was really cute. It was really fun. I wish we saw more of Wendy and her sister personally. Um, but Wendy, that confessional with the pearls and the corset, the white, Wendy, chef's kiss, tens all across the board. You did that. Now that you were on point with. That blue, you were not. But you redeemed yourself with those pearls, my dear. You look beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so after we have that, we see Ashley and Gizelle show up. They have speed dating. I've always wanted to do speed dating. I've always wanted to do speed dating. I need to find some friends to go see if we can find like a speed dating thing. I think that would be really, really cool. If we find it, I might like try to see if they'll let me record, like just so we can just laugh and talk about it. But yeah, that's hilarious. I've always wanted to do speed dating, but they look really, really cute. Ashley looks super cute with them titties all up high. All right, now Ashley. Now some of these men at this speed dating thing, they did look a little legitimate. For those who know what that is, some of the men in the back. Now these men didn't come to date them, the ones I'm referring to. So maybe it was other people in there speed dating as well. I did see the all-inclusive flag at the door. So I think there was some legitimate activity things going on in there. And I'm glad that those men did not waste these beautiful ladies' time by like I was gonna I really like somebody right now, so I'm not gonna do them like that. So I'm gonna choose to move on to my next note. All right. Now some of these men were fine. Now some of them looked at good, girl. Some of the men looked at really, really good. Now I will say, production, they were real messy when they when Gizelle got to running down her list and they were like, oh, like TJ? And Gizelle was like, no. Okay, Gizelle don't want no man like TJ. Moving right along again. Um, Gizelle, I really liked Gizelle has a type, and I'm so glad that they finally brought this up because every time I see Gizelle date somebody, except for the exception of I think like one, Giselle's type is very the same, and I love that. I love that she is like true to what her type is for the most part. Go ahead, but name some Nam some. I think that was how he pronounces his name. I don't know, but I think that they were a really really good fit, and I would have liked to see them. I would have liked to see a double date. That would have been really, really cool. I think that would have elevated it to see them on a double date. I hope we get to see Giselle and not name some, Nam some go on a date. I hope so. But Ashley found her little cute guy. That was really, really cute. Ashley found her a guy. The guy who brought the flowers, he did his big one. I'm shocked that she didn't, or I wonder if she did go on a date with him. But that was really, really nice of him to bring those flowers. Like I like to see when somebody like step up and rise to the occasion. He did his big one with that. So right after that, we see Karen and Ray having a conversation. And y'all, Ray is so old. It's so cute and funny to me. Like he's just like that grandfather in my head because he was like, "Oh, I see your new pool cleaner here. It got 4 wheels on it." I don't know why that was so funny to me, but he was so fascinated with the pool cleaner, and it was hilarious. But they truly love each other. They love each other and they support each other, and I feel like that. And like Karen said, that is what a union is. You are supposed to be there and support each other. We often see on these shows and in these reality TV spaces when a partner is going through something, the other partner will bow out. Karen and Ray might be some of the first that haven't. Like Karen is Karen, the way she stood by Ray when he was going through that tax stuff, that was a big. We got to celebrate Karen on that. I mean, now Ray is sticking beside her through these DUIs, so I feel like they're even, but hey, but they really love and support each other, and that's all I got on that. We can move on to the next thing. I feel like this episode was a little short. This go around. I don't know, but we have a meeting with Kay and Mia. So Kay and Mia have a meeting, and y'all, as much as I like Kay is not giving me that she needs her champagne flute. She's not giving me that she's a flute holder this season. She's not really giving me a lot. I don't know what I was expecting her to give me. I'm gonna be real. I liked her in the first season. I don't know if we got enough. Well, I did. I can see her being. She had some her business and stuff was really really cool. I just feel like I'm wanting to see more of her. And it's odd because the first season when she was brought on, it seemed like her and Wendy were friends, but we haven't seen a scene with her and Wendy at all this season. So we need to see more with Kay interacting with the ladies. We don't really get that. Like I feel like we always get some of Stacey, which we are excited about because Stacey always brings it. But we need to see more of Kay. I don't feel like we're getting true, authentic Kay, and we need to see more of that. Less of Mia, more of Kay. But they have the conversation about Mia and Gordon, and I have to say, Kay did give her some good advice when Kay was saying, "Look, if I was in your shoes, if I was in Gordon's shoes, I would be confused too. It's confusing for everyone, Mia. It's confusing for you. It's confusing for your children. It's confusing for all of us." And then Mia says that Ink wants to get a paternity test. Gordon is not for it. She doesn't really feel like the child is Ink's, but he wants to get that done. I feel like we're doing this for TV. And in the words of Mariah Hunt, we gotta get that ghetto shit up out of here. We ain't gonna be doing that ghetto shit up in here. Not in these Real Housewives streets. No, ma'am. You keep that where it's said. We are elevated over here. We are not doing that. You know that man ain't that baby ain't his. And he know it too. Girl, please. Girl, bye. Um, so no, Mia, please. Please, please, please. You and Ink can go on. Move away from me with this. That's what y'all can do. So we see Ashley going on a date with the dude, Josh. I thought that he was really, really cute for Ashley. I don't know if, like, from just their interaction, that I just knew that was going to happen. But on their date, I really liked their date. They were really. He's a handsome guy. He's a cute guy. But I like him for Ashley. I really did. I think that he's fun. I think that he's jovial. Long haul, I don't know if I see it. Short term, I'm gonna be honest. And if Ashley were single, I could see it. I don't know if he's fully ready for like the 2 kid commitment because that's a lot. But overall, I think that him and Ashley had a good date. I think they're fun. I think that he's a good time. I don't know if he's here for a long time, Ashley, but for right now, you enjoy that man. And he opened up to you about some of the things that he was going through. So Really, really like him. I think he was a cool guy. And I know that's right, Ashley. You better get your little kiss in before you gotta go with that Corona. Ashley, know she love her good Corona. I'm not a Corona fan. I like more of a Modelo or Stella Artois on draft. That's more of the beer that I like to drink, more elevated. But hey, or Dos Equis, something like that. A little bit more to it. We put a little to it. That's what I enjoy myself. So after that, after the little date scene, and I really feel like we missed the opportunity on getting Giselle to go on a date with Namsum, or whatever the man name is. We head to Mia's house, and and her Mia was getting ready to bake cookies with her kids. I was gonna say something, but y'all will not get me to say that on here. Mia was getting ready to bake cookies with her children, and the kids wanted Ink to come over. Lord, they didn't. They wanted Gordon to come over. Them kids don't want Ink around them, but they wanted Ink Gordon to come over. They wanted the dad to come over, the rightful father, to come over, allegedly, to come over and have cookie date with him. So before he gets there, Mia's having a conversation with him about divorce, and the son didn't seem to know. That was a bit weird to me. Um, I don't know if I think she said she really didn't have the conversation, but when Gordon gets there, they start to elaborate a little bit more on the separation and the divorce. It was a little awkward. Y'all, I'm gonna be real. I just hate it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And Mia, you brought up the situation with like you and Kay having the conversation, and Kay feels like we're a little too close for comfort and you separated. Then Ink feels like, um, I give you too much and I need to like pull back a little bit. I need to focus on other things. The thing with that, Mia, is you know how this guy is. You should have said, hey, Gordon, I feel like. Don't include anybody else. Just say, hey, Gordon, I was having conversations. I do think it's kind of time for us to separate a little bit. Like, yes, us living in the same building is kind of convenient, but I do think that we need to start separating those times. Um, I think it's a little too close for comfort, and it's close enough. It's far enough, but close enough that it's confusing for the kids. Because I'm sure the kids are like, well, why can't he just stay here? And I feel like one of the kids kind of said that. We're like, well, why doesn't he just live here with us? Because he's in the same building, it is a little confusing for them versus there being a true separation, being in two completely different areas. Um, I think that y'all should explore that a little bit more, in my opinion. But that is just me. That's just how I feel. I don't have children. I just have pet shrimp and all of my Amazon things. That's all that I have, honey. But yeah, I think that Mia, it's time for you to kind of cut the umbilical cord on that, and it's time for y'all to separate a little bit. But y'all, that was the episode. That was the episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. Overall, I think it was a great episode. Like I said, an 8.59-ish. It was really, really good. It was a funny, fun episode. Overall, I enjoyed it. If I had to give the top flute of the week, top flute of this week for me is going to be Giselle. It's going to be Giselle. I think this is her second week in a row. We're going to give it to Giselle. Giselle did her big one this episode with the conversation at the top. I think the speed dating was funny. Giselle gave us some good insight this episode, and I truly, truly enjoyed her. Well, y'all, with that being said, we have this week Married to Medicine dropping tomorrow. We have Real Housewives of Beverly Hills dropping Wednesday. So we gonna have it going. I'm gonna still give it to y'all the way that I always do. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, send it to a friend, family member, send it to a friend. We have quite a few subscribers. We have grown. Welcome, welcome, everybody. For those who are new, hey, listen. Well, like I said, by the end of the year, I want to try to get to 100 subscribers at least. So continue to share it, asking your friends, family members, everybody to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, I will see y'all later. Thank you so much.